is update 4 on Super Typhoon Hagupit, Philippine name Ruby, now with wind speeds of 175 miles per hour and a pressure of 911 millibars. A slight weakening, but still a very strong Category 5 Super Typhoon. Its position's 11 degrees north, at 131.3 degrees east at 2 p.m. UTC on December the 4th. The storm has likely peaked now, but is still expected to remain as a Category 5 Super Typhoon for some time, and is still likely to affect the Philippines as a major typhoon, particularly along the east coast of the Visayas and Luzon. We could see Category 4 conditions on those easternmost islands, and we may even still see a threat for Manila as well. The storm could still affect that area as a Category 2 or 3 typhoon, which is still very significant indeed. So looking at the warnings in effect right now, Signal 2 warnings in effect for the areas that were affected by Haiyan last year, in particular Samar and Leyte Islands, as well as the two others towards the southeast there, and Signal 1 warnings in effect for many other areas too, northern Mindanao, parts of the Visayas as well further centrally, and further north in southeastern Luzon. Signal 1 warnings in effect there, likely to be upped later on as well. So watch out for that. Sea surface temperatures remain very warm, around 29 degrees Celsius, and that will continue all the way up until its landfall in the Philippines, or its probable landfall I should say, and warm waters in the South China Sea as well, if it decides it goes over there. Wind shear has surprisingly increased overnight in between the storm and the Philippines. Some wind shear has cropped up there, so it could cause, it's likely to cause weakening of the storm, gradual weakening until its landfall, which is a small consolation there, because the storm could be much stronger by the time it makes landfall, but it looks like now that it will be a little bit weaker than what we did initially anticipate, but still very strong storm indeed is still on the cards. CMC computer model takes the storm through the northern Visayas region by the looks of things, and then curves towards the southwest out over the South China Sea, moving just north of Palawan, south of Manila, and then into the South China Sea, where it will likely affect Vietnam. The GFS model still curves the storm towards the north, doesn't actually make a landfall by the looks of things, but will be affecting the eastern coast of the Philippines rather significantly, as it still appears to be a major typhoon when it does make its closest approach. So looking at the latest satellite imagery, you can see the eye has been shrinking recently, and the southeastern part of the storm has become less strong. Most of the storm itself is now on the western side, the Philippine side, and the outer part of the core of the storm there will be reaching the Philippines probably tomorrow, maybe a little bit later if it does slow down in its forward motion. The spiral bands already being felt over some of those Visayas islands and Mindanao as well. The northern part of Mindanao is also seeing some of the spiral bands rolling in right now. But the main part of the storm is still well out at sea, packing winds of 175 miles per hour, gusting close to 200 at least. So as of December the 4th at 2 p.m. UTC, the Western Hemisphere remains quiet. Still only 2 systems active. Invest 99S in the South Indian Ocean has a low chance of development. And of course, Super Typhoon Hagupit, Philippine name Ruby, moving towards the Philippine Islands as we speak. 77 tropical storms have formed so far this year in 2014 worldwide. 44 of those have become Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents around the world, winds of 74 miles per hour and above, and 26 have become Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour and higher. Hagupit is the 26th to do so this year, which is a somewhat high total, above average, it has to be said. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website, force13.com, is the main place to be for all the updates around the world storm-wise. Of course, the video pages will have regular updates. We're doing 6-hourly updates at the moment. YouTube and Dailymotion, search Force 13. And you can visit the social pages with even more rapid-fire updates. Facebook and Twitter, it's Force 13 on there. And you can speak to me personally on Skype at Fool13 for tropical weather chat on there. The next updates, the upload schedule, update 5 will be at 8 p.m. UTC on December the 4th, which will include more details of individual regions in the Philippines and how they're expected to be affected by the storm, with further updates later on 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. December the 5th. That's all for now.